All right, it's Wednesday, May 5th, and that means there are 17 school days left, including today. I have some note pages for you guys. Somehow I predicted exactly how many students would be here. That was magic. And now note papers.
Are we doing the same thing as yesterday, or?
We're going one level up. So the question is, are we doing the same thing as yesterday? And we're gonna do one thing higher. But first, the announcements. Cinco de Mayo is today. And I read this, I clicked on that, and I learned that Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day, but it's really a celebration of the indigenous people's victory over the Europeans. So 2,000 natives of Mexico, not the Spaniards, but the native people from Mexico, held off an army of 6,000 French, highly armed, highly trained, heavily armed, lots of cannons. They held them off for a full day, and the French were like, oh, maybe we don't need to attack this town. And so it's celebrated in that part of Mexico, but I think it lives in the psyche of native peoples as, we don't have to take it from the Europeans if we don't want to. So that's how I read that article. May is Mental Health Awareness Month still. It continues today. You gotta click on this thing. I can't read it. And don't really have time to look at it. School Site Council today at 3:30. Club Warrior today during, that's for young men, during snack break. Summer school spaces are open. If we do not fill them with Adelante students, then they're gonna open up to other schools and you won't have a chance to change your mind later. And tomorrow is 80s Day. That is not an 80s person. I mean, kind of ish, but not really. Celebrations, Math Warriors, Vikram, Oscar, Lily, Zach, and Aaliyah all did great on their IM test last week. Okay, so now, today, Wednesday stuff, we got our notes and our assignments. I'm gonna do the notes first. You have a paper copy. If you need a pencil, got it right there. I just have to close this, move it around, out of the way. Okay. Simplifying radicals. Radicals are these things. And solving, so we have to have this is what we're doing this week and next week is solving. Equations, this is new, we got equal signs. So radicals. Now, I'm gonna give you the key to this. You got your pencils ready? Because I need you to write this down. You should write this down. You use this when b equals 0. What that means is this. I have ax squared plus c equals 0. I'm going to move the c over and get the divide by a, so it's just x squared equals a number. Meaning, I'll zoom in, you're going to have x squared equal a number, and that's it. No more x's, nothing else in there. If you cannot do that, you cannot use this technique. So if I go fast, I'm going to post the video as soon as I can. The other thing you need to look out for is this. If you have x squared equaling a negative number, then there's no real solution. What's that look like? Well, if I have x squared equals negative 5, stop right there. You should write that down. Oh yeah, did you write it down or? Yeah. You need to get that information. There are solutions, but they are imaginary. So in computer programming and in engineering, well, basically in computer engineering, civil engineering, physics, they use the imaginary solutions to help solve problems with building stuff or programming a computer. There is no real solution, but it's imaginary. And we're not going to teach imaginary numbers this year. So with that, that's your notes on what to look out for. We're going to head straight into this. On the left side, we got these notes. I'll zoom in so the camera can see them. Same notes as yesterday, right? Break apart the radicand. That's this thing, the radical symbol. Circle the pairs. Remember the poem was roots cancel out squares. That's why I look for pairs. Right, so multiply. We'll do one right here. I think I'll do the right side today on this one. 75. Okay. I put a list of prime numbers up here. It's going to be up on the board. For those of you online, these are the prime numbers that you're going to look for. If at the bottom of your factor tree you're not at these numbers, or something like them further down, keep going until you get to these numbers. Or you have a pair, which I'll show you in a second. 75 is, well, that's 3 times 25. 3 times 25, yeah. 3 is a prime number, 25 is not. 5 times 5. Okay. This is just review from yesterday. If you have a pair, you circle it. Cross out one of them. Because what you're basically saying is this: square root of 5 squared. Square roots cancel out squares. The answer is 5. This 3 has no partner. It's still in the square root. So that's what we did yesterday. I'm going to do one more of the review stuff, and then I'm going to do 2 of the new things. So if I go fast, I'm going to post this video as soon as possible, right? Which one's the best one down here, number 3 or 4? Ooh. Let's try it. Haven't done 4 yet. Factor tree. This is too big for my little brain. I'm pretty sure 4 goes in there. I'm really sure 4. Yeah, 4 does go in there. The last 2 numbers, if they divide by 4, the whole thing divides by 4. So that's the rule. That's going to be 96. 96. 4 times 96. That's a lot. Yeah. Okay, 96 breaks down. I'm going to go to my times tables. 96, does a 4 go into it? Oh, it does. 24 times. 4 and 24. That's 96. 24 is 4 and 6. This is 2 and 2. This is 2 and 3. Now you notice I left the 2 4s up there. I hope you noticed that. They're not prime, right? But yesterday what I said was, if you have a pair, you can stop there. So if these are 2 4s, I can stop. I have 2 2s, good. These 2 have no partners, I'm gonna put a square around them because that's my square root. So cancel out one of these, cancel out one of these. This equals 4 times 2, that's this 4, and this 2, square root, these guys go here, 6, 2 times 3. Hold on, I left one thing off, this -2 has to go in here, -2 times. Yeah, can't lose the stuff that was on the outside, it's still there. Okay, so my final answer is I gotta clean it up. Just clean it up. Negative 2 times 4 times 2 is 2 times 4 is 8 times 2 is 16. Negative 16 square root 6. That's what I'm looking for. This is as simple as I can get it. That's reviewing yesterday. Today, we got like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I want to do a couple from today. It's the same stuff, but one new rule, maybe two. I'll put the video up in a minute, as soon as I can. Let's do this one. Here are the steps. Okay. Get the square by itself, meaning x squared. Get this thing equals the number. Take the square root of both sides. I'll show you what that looks like. This is important. You need the plus and minus sign. Half the people forget that, even though it's written right there on the paper. Half the people forget it. And then you solve for each equation. So I will do number 8. I want to get this alone. So you should be thinking ahead of me. Like, this is what I would do first. Let's see if he does it too. I hope you're thinking to add 4 to both sides. 4k squared equals 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36. And I'm hoping you're already thinking about what happens next. You should always not assume, you should always try and stay ahead of me. K squared equals 9. Okay, I'm at that step 1 part. Come on, you can do this. You can do this, it's just off at the edge. I'm at that step 1. The x squared equals a number. My goal. I'm there. I need to get rid of the square. The only way we're going to cancel out a square is with a square root. Remember I said plus minus? That's where it shows up. When you take the square root, you need to put the plus minus. Why? Because the k has a square, and the square means there can be 2 answers. If there's a 3 there, there could be 3 answers. If there's a 4 there, there could be 4 answers. We're not going there, that's IM3. And IM2, we stop with just 2 answers. A positive answer and a negative. Okay. So we're taking the 9, we're breaking it down, it's 3 and 3. I got a pair. This root and this square cancel, k equals plus or minus 3. You're like, what? That easy? Yes, that easy. The square root of 9 is 3. Plus minus goes in front, we're done. And here's how I want to describe it to you. They say k squared equals 9. Right? What number can I multiply by itself to get 9? Well, you can say 3 squared equals 9. Absolutely true. But there is another number. Negative 3 squared also equals 9. That's why you have to account for both the positive and the negative answer. Otherwise, you're only giving me half of the information I need. And who knows which half is more important. Okay, one last one, because these are kind of cool down here. I'm going to do number 9. Do you see how the parentheses has a square on it? That parentheses is like saying x squared. So technically, I'm ready to square root it. I need to get rid of this square, and the way to get rid of a square is with a square root. And if you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other side. And remember, when you do it to the right, put the plus minus sign. There we go. This root cancels out that square. I just need to know what is the square root of 25. minus 5. Oh, that's a pair. Cancel at 1. X minus 4 equals plus or minus 5. X minus 4 equals plus or minus 5. I need x alone. You're like, well, we already did the square root, but yeah, x is not alone. So what are we going to do to get x alone?
Plus 4.
Plus 4 to both sides. You hit the nail on the head. I'm going to show you how to write it though. Don't put it back. I mean, you could put it back there, but it's more confusing if you put it in the back. Here's how you should write it. Easiest way. 4, put this in front, plus or minus 5. So that positive negative sign now becomes a plus or minus sign. It was positive or negative 5, now it's plus or minus 5. They are the same meaning. So we have our two answers. X equals 4 plus 5, or, that or is important, x equals 4 minus 5. Okay, what's 4 plus 5? Well, absolutely right. What's 4 minus 5? Totally. Voila, it's done. Okay, your assignment is going to be no harder than this. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post this video. I can help you guys with the assignment. And I'll leave the notes up.